Hello everyone. It's Friday afternoon, November 19, and um, we are now able to purchase our Crimson Vow. They are available at your local LGS. So we have ourselves a draft booster box that we are going to open up and see if we have any value before I go for F&M tonight. So without any ado, let's try and open it up. So we are looking for some cards that I will be working on for my werewolf deck. There you go. Ooh, and it come with a box topper. Nice. I did not expect that. That's pretty nice. And there you have a nice Olivia Voldaren. We'll keep that. We'll open the box topper later. First up, we'll just take up all these packs and set it out right here so we can open them up and see what we can find. All right, here we go. Without any ado, we need space. Put these down, put these down, put these down. All right, tokens, foil, blood dry, land, Voldaren Bloodcaster, which turns into a bloodbath summoner. That's pretty good. Uncommon, commons, I'll set it aside into a box because we are going to sort those later. I don't need these here. I'll set them aside. There you go. More room. Tokens, foil, land, and we have Ulvenwald Oddity, which turns into a Ulvenwald Behemoth with Trample Haste 8/8. Other creatures you control get +1/+1 and have Trample and Haste. Not bad. Pretty nice. Uncommon, we have Wedding Security, Stormbracer, Spike, Ripsaw. Okay, commons, and going to the common pile. Now, do you think Innistrad Crimson Vow is any good? Dollhouse is nice. We'll use that for Reanimator decks, which I would like to do. A Jund Reanimator kind. There we go. Ooh, nice. Stormcarver Coast. Or Storm-Carved Coast. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands. And it's a full art as well for blue and red. That's money. That has value. And we are looking for value cards. We'll keep that. I'm keeping the showcase art because they are good cards that we can trade. And Cigar to Summon, Infestation, Ancient Lumberknot, not much here. We'll keep Falconrat Celebrant. There you go. So if you haven't watched my other videos, we did open up some packs during our pre-release wins, and we did get 6 Mythics, and one of which was foil. So we'll see if we can beat that record with opening a box. This box contains, let's see, it contains 36 draft booster box. So we'll see if we can get something. More than 6 mythic would be nice, but if not, that's fine. Volderan Estate for a vampire deck. Innocent Traveler, Lantern Lost, and some common cards going to the common pile. We don't need that. Tips and tricks. A foil, Honored Heirloom, Mountain, Dig Up, one of the cards that I was looking for. And we don't need those, nothing fancy. Okay. Human. And Voice of the Blessed. Not bad. Nothing strikes out, which is nice. No showcase art there. So I'm just running through this as quickly. Overcharge Amalgam, which is a counterspell creature with flash, exploit, and it also stifles any activated ability or triggered ability. Pretty good. I think I'll use that for my Timor deck. There you go. Another showcase card. Nice. So far, things are pretty meh. No money card has been popped. Ooh, speaking of money card, this is a foil Necro Duality, which whenever a non-token zombie enters the battlefield under your control, create a token that's a copy of that creature. A non-token zombie. Look at that. Nice. And we have another rare, Eruth, Tormented Prophet. If you would draw a card, exile the top cards of your library instead. You may play those cards this turn. Pretty good. Legendary creature. Alright. Uncommons. Nothing to show here. So, let's see. A Red Wolf. Plains. Whew, Sorin Mirthless. Look at the top card of your library. You may remove the card and put it into your hand. If you do, you lose life equal to its mana value. That's pretty nice. -2, create a 2/3 black vampire creature token with flying and lifelink. And then -7 loyalty. Sorin the Mirthless deal 13 damage to any target. You gain 13 life. Hello, Planeswalker. Money card is showing up. So far, so good. That's 2 Mythics. Let's see. Nothing there, nothing there. Dying to Serve. Whenever you discard a card, one or more cards, create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. This ability only triggers only once each turn. And then Parasitic Grasp is nice. You gain 3 and deal 3 damage. And if it's non-human, then you have to pay an extra black mana to cleave. Alright, commons. Nothing. Our uncommons are sliding. There you go. Sorry about that. Pig. And we have Voldaren Bloodcaster. Same as the one before, our first one to open. This one is a showcase art. And this one is a foil. Rare. And we have another rare, which is a Dream Shackle Geist. If you can see it. There you go. Flying at the beginning of your combat, your turn, choose up to 1. Tap target creature, or target creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. It's a 3/1. And another showcase art, Bloodsworn Squire. Uncommon and mostly commons. Right. Let's see what we have next. Ooh, a foil, Blood Petal Celebrant, a Swamp, and Investigator's Journal. Investigator's Journal enters the battlefield. There you go. Put it right here. Enters the battlefield with a number of suspect counters on it, each with the greatest number of creatures a player controls. So that's pretty good. It replaces Mace Mind Tome, which is another card that we used to like back in the old set, or old standard. Gluttonous Guest is our showcase card. Nothing fancy. And we have a Cemetery Protector. It's a mythic rare, flash. When Cemetery Protector enters the battlefield, exile a card from a graveyard. When you play a land or cast a spell, if it shares a card type with the exiled card, create a 1/1 white human creature. Not bad. The fact that it's flash is really nice, because you can immediately respond to any spirit in the graveyard or any card like flashback that you want to get rid of. It does cost 4 mana, but for a human's deck, that's a good sideboard card, if not main board. Alright, so this is a foil, a Ruth, Tormented Prophet. And look at that. Nice foil, alternate art. Pretty nice. Ooh, and we have Talia. Talia was pretty good back in the old days. Its first strike ability and the ability to tax a non-creature spell is really good. But unfortunately for now, I haven't seen any decks that's run it where it can change the game. So right now, the top 3 decks is it Turns, Dragons. You have the mono white build and also the mono green build. So nothing in here. Nothing stands out to update those decks. Is it Turns have the Alchemist Gambit. Ooh, look at that. A foil Unholy Officiant, which is a showcase card. Put it there. And we have a showcase card, Olivia Attendants. This is my 4th copy, so I have completed all the Olivia's Attendants that I was looking for. They are pretty good at 6 mana and 6/6, power and toughness, and has menace. And then I can pay 2 in a red to deal 1 damage to any target. And for each damage the attendant does, I get 1 blood token. So that's pretty nice. And the blood token I can use to sacrifice, discard a card from my hand, and put it into the graveyard. And I'm able to draw. So it's really good. Especially if I'm thinking about Jund Reanimator. I will be needing those kind of tricks. We have Runo Stormkirk, a vampire cleric. Flying when Runo Stormkirk enters the battlefield, put up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may reveal that card. If a creature card with mana value 6 or greater is revealed this way, transform Runo Stormkirk, and it turns into Kratos, Lord of the Deep. With flying, Lord of the Deep attacks, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of another target attacking creature. If that creature is a Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, or Serpent, create 2 of those. Ooh, tokens instead. So this one, along with Hull Breacher, is really nice. We have Rune, we have this, we have that. Nothing fancy. Yep, showcase. We'll separate those. Alright, let's keep going. Human Soldier, a Forest, and we have Headless Rider, and Brine Chamber, Vampire's Vengeance, Brambleworm. Commons, good, nothing. A Vampire. And we have a land, a Showdown Pass. It's a for red and white. Whenever it comes into play tapped unless you control 2 other lands this turn. When it comes into play. There you go. Showcase. And Stensia's Uprising. At the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 red human creature token. Then if you control exactly 13 permanents, you may sacrifice Stensia Uprising. When you do, it deals 7 damage to any target. So I wonder how you can make that work if you're running a stack or multiple copies of Stensia's Uprising. It's kind of hard to time it to where you can sacrifice the enchantment to deal 7 points of damage to an opponent. Foil Nurturing Presence, Swamp, and another Mythic. So this is Mythic number 4, Henrika Domnathi. Flying. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose one that hasn't been chosen. Each player sacrifices a creature. You draw a card and you lose 1 life, and transform Henrika Domnathi. And it turns into Infernal Seer with Flying Death Touch lifelink. Pay 1 and 2 black. Each creature you control with Flying Death Touch and or lifelink gets +1/+0. Okay, so pretty nice. Haven't seen a deck like, so it works well with this one because it has lifelink. Alright, vampires love lifelink. Okay, nothing there. This is a blood token, which we have been skipping. Path of Peril. Destroy all creatures with mana value 2 or less. Good, a sideboard card against those pesky mono white decks. Okay, there we go. All right, down to our last 12. So we had 4 Mythics already. And Wedding Announcement, another good card. And Bloodtide Harvester. We got a pup. Nope. Nothing relevant there. Can we still get a Mythic? Markov Retribution, which is a foil, a forest. Ooh, another Mythic. Cemetery Gatekeeper is a 1 red, 1 colorless, 2/1 first strike. When Cemetery Gatekeeper enters the battlefield, exile a creature from a graveyard. Whenever a player plays, or exile a card from a graveyard. Whenever a player plays a land or casts a spell, if it shares a card type with the exiled card, Cemetery Gatekeeper deals 2 damage to that player. Nice. I saw somebody on Arena Draft use that against me, and he had the creature that, or the aura that can give lifelink. So basically, whenever he plays a creature spell, he gains 2 life and gets 2 points of damage as well. So it's not hurting him. Bloodveil Purveyor, another vampire, 4-drop, flying, trample, 5/6. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player creates a blood token. And whenever a Bloodveil Purveyor attacks, it gets +1/+0 for each blood token defending player controls. And the errata on it, it says, is until end of turn. They didn't put it in here, forgot to put it in, so they have changed that during the pre-release and made the announcement of the change. So it would be too OP, especially for a rare, to be that powerful if there is no end of turn clause to it. But it's really sick and limited. Aha! Angie! Angie, Maid of Dishonor. Whenever Angie, Maid of Dishonor, and or one or more other vampire enter the battlefield under your control, create a blood token. This ability triggers only once each turn. And then pay 2, sacrifice another creature or a blood token. Each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. You don't have to attack. You just have to use the blood tokens. And you can gain life, lose life. What a leech. And Voldaren Epicure. Voldaren Epicure is a vampire 1/1. Enters the battlefield, deals 1 damage to each opponent. Create a blood token. So, like these two work together. Alrighty. So that is, we already have our mythic number 5. Dominating Vampire. When Dominating Vampire enters the battlefield, gain control of target creature with mana value less than or equal to the number of vampires you control until end of turn. Untap that creature, gains haste until end of turn, which is a 3/3. Alright, Voltic, Rendering Flame. Alright, nothing much on the uncommon and the commons. This is pretty good for a humans deck for being a common, because you can pay 1 and becomes indestructible whenever it attacks. Can't go wrong with that. Alright. Foil Ollenbach Escort. And another Voldaren Bloodcaster that turns into Bloodbath Summoner. Nice. So we can make a vampire deck with all these cards that we're getting. Because it is Crimson Vow, most of the cards have synergy with vampires in here. Foil Kindly Ancestor, lifelink, disturb, and turns into Ancestor's Embrace. Enchanted creature has lifelink, and whenever the Ancestor's Embrace, put it into the graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. So this is the card that I was talking about that worked with the Cemetery Gatekeeper. So when you enchant it together with the lifelink, then basically it deals damage for 2 and you gain life. So if you're playing a creature, it deals damage to you, but you gain 2 life. So you're not losing anything from it. So those are 2-card combo that you can find potentially at the draft. So today is Friday, the start of the Crimson Vow official release. So now we can draft tonight and try and do that. Alright, another land, Dreamroot Cascade. Same as the other lands, but this one is for blue and green. Okay. No showcase. Nope. Okay, Mountain and Grolnok, the Omnivore. 4-drop, green and blue. Whenever a frog you control attacks, mill 3 cards. Whenever a permanent card is put into your graveyard from your library, exile it with a croak counter on it. You may play lands and cast spells from among cards you own in exile with croak counters on it. So not bad. EDH decks, commander decks, they're trying to see if they can create a winning deck with that one. Alright, we're down to our last 3. And we have a Chandra emblem. Cutie. Alright, this is a foil Voltic Visionary. Planes. And, like I was saying, Alchemist Gambit. This will be our 4th Gambit. It's a 3-drop with a cleave cost of 2 blue, red, and 4. Take an extra turn after this one, and then during that turn, damage can't be prevented. At the beginning of that player's end step, you lose the game. Or at the beginning of that turn's end step. So basically, you want to take extra turns. You want to do that one and pay 7 mana for it. Which we already have with Alrund's Epiphany. But this time it went to red instead of blue. So there we go. Patchwork Crawler, 2 mana, 1/2, pay 2 in a blue, exile target creature card from your graveyard and put a 1/1 counter on Patchwork Crawler. Patchwork Crawler has activated abilities of all creature cards exiled this way. Nice. We have an egg. Alright, all the uncommons, commons. Nothing much to show. Last pack. Let's see. We have Splendid Reclamation. A return all land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Really good with landfall. Like if you have Scuttle Mutt, landfall triggers, that would be so amazing. Alright. First. Okay. That is all the packs from the draft box. So now we are going to open the box topper. Let's try to see what we can get from it. If I can rip it open and take it apart. There you go. Alright. Can't do it that way. Okay. So, what did we get? We have Sisters of the Dead. Or Olivia's Crimson Bride. Oh, it's Olivia. Nice. Another mythic rare right there. Flying Haste whenever Olivia Crimson Bride attack, return target creature you control from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attacking. It gains when you don't control a legendary vampire. Exile this creature. Nice. Look at that. So awesome. That was a good box topper. Alright. There you have it, folks. So, Crimson Vow officially starts later. We can draft tonight. And to get more out of this set, hopefully we can get a good draft. Until then, this is Turn 1 Scoop, signing out.